Good evening, everyone. This is Robert Stevenson, the chairman of the school committee, looking to call to order the Southwick Collin Granville Regional School District School Committee meeting for November the 18th. Can I get a motion to enter into the meeting?
So second.
All in favor? Aaron, let the record show the motion passes 7-0. Can I get everybody to please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, next up is our consent agenda. But have any issues with that? We've got a couple of things on there, I think. Minutes for the last couple of meetings. Right, warrants, we have a couple warrants in the back, in the box there. If you guys could take care of that, that'd be fantastic. Superintendent Willard, do we have any correspondence this evening?
I do not.
All right. Magnolia,
My turn?
you're up.
All right, so Raise Across America, some students fundraised this weekend. We raised $1,492. So that will go right to the Raise Across America Foundation, and then they will use that to get fees for the Agawam Veteran Cemetery. That is happening sometime in December. So then we'll go back again to the cemetery and help lay the wreaths. The council also is having some local colleges and universities come in for the first week of December to participate in Gear for College Instant Decision Days. It allows students who have already submitted applications for the colleges coming to get their decisions on the spot. New Connections members are having their peer training this week. 12 Angry Jurors is starting this week. Tickets are still for sale through the SRS website. We had our first quarterly meetings for all the classes. They found them really beneficial, and it was nice to be able to share their opinions and speak in front of their classes on the topics that they just wanted to talk about. To follow up with which class has the most yearbook spot right now, it's the seniors, of course. They're in a pretty good lead with 46. The juniors are way behind with 23. And then the annual NHS volleyball tournament is coming up. It'll be on Monday, November 25th at 6 p.m. Winter sports are starting up. Lots of captain practice going on. I know the rest of the team met today. And then two students, Maggie McCarthy and Jess Touchy, attended the MIAA sponsored Student Leadership Workshop Conference for Western Mass Schools at the Basketball Hall of Fame. They provided valuable insights from Dr. Kochenek and her Springfield College graduate students whose work in sports leadership and resilience is highly touted. The aim was to equip student athlete leaders with the tools to foster resiliency and lead with confidence in both sports and work.
Northeastern University will be back on December 12th and 13th to work with student leaders on addressing hate and bias. Tomorrow, the anti-bullying task force will be meeting. Next week will be the Student Council Spirit Week, and on Wednesday, Student Council will be hosting pep rally. Student Council is also hosting a Rock 102 food drive until next Wednesday. The homeroom with the most donations will receive a donut social. And the Random Acts of Kindness Club will be creating a student advice and encouragement board with Post-its for any students looking for some advice.
That is what is on the screen right now.
I love that. Spirit Week.
Oh. See, I should have had that up.
Too many questions.
It's a day. Different theme every day. Yeah, certainly correct.
No Monday is going to be anything but a bad day.
I love it. I love it.
All right, you guys all done?
Yeah.
That's it?
Not much.
So 14th, yeah, I know. Well, I suppose that's right. They're all in seasons. All right, we do not have an educational presentation tonight?
Yeah.
All right, Superintendent, you have a report for us.
Just letting you know that the Grant School Excellence in Teaching nominations, it is open. Just let you know, because of the number of students that we have in our district, we are again this year only entitled to one winner in our district. And so we are going to be sending out nomination forms within the next week or two. And then again, we announce the winner usually the Friday before February vacation. And then we have our dinner in May to celebrate our winner of our school award.
Who sends out the nominations?
Anybody can fill out a nomination
Anybody.
form. Mhm. It usually comes from the curriculum office, sends them out.
All right, policies. We had our first policy subcommittee meeting tonight. We are judiciously going through section I. We're close to the end on that one, right?
Yeah, we're doing well.
So we've got that done. We are, hopefully gonna get some of these A, B, C type ones back. So we can actually get them in front of everybody, so we can approve them and get them on board.
Did we check in with us in terms of when we can get those
No,
back?
Aaron reached out.
Have 2 sections.
Oh, there we go.
Okay,
So we have an update already. So next meeting, we will have a couple sections that we can get presented to us, and that we will bring it to the committee for a second reading. And then the following meeting, we will vote to adopt them.
and then once it's adopted, am I correct that it can go up on our website?
When everything, when all the sections are done.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so we're
Yeah.
not doing section by section on the website?
You know, she said,
Oh,
Because-
theirs might not be, but we can, I think, update ours.
Yeah, because what's gonna happen at the end of this, once this is all done. Currently, right now, when we go to our website, you link on our policies, it takes you to a page that we've created. Where it's got all the policies in a PDF type form.
Right.
Yes.
Once this is done. When you click on the policy, it'll take you to actually to the mask server. And all of the policies will therefore be housed and updated there.
Okay,
So once it's gonna end up being an improvement, once it's done. So
so.
we might be able to update
Yes.
on
Right.
ours as we go, because it's just a scanning. Right, Steve? Could we update and scan that in?
Yes.
You can always update the schedule.
Okay, I know.
We can do that. And then once it's all caught up, then we'll do the transition over. All right. Action items.
Move to approve consent agenda items as listed above, recommended.
So moved.
okay,
Any, well, no comments on this consent agenda. Can I get a show of hands to approve the motion? Aaron, let the record show the motion passes 7-0-0.
Move to approve the SRS international trip proposal to England and France during the spring vacation in April 2026, recommended.
So moved.
second,
Comments on that? All right, the only thing I've got is what we discussed at the meeting is that I'd like to see some sort of language created by the district for whoever the leader is.
Mhm.
So we can make sure we've got those I's dotted. All right, show of hands to approve the motion. Aaron, let the record show the motion passes 7-0-0.
Move to approve Woodland School Site Strategic Plan, the 24-25 school year, recommended.
So moved.
second,
Do you have any questions on that? I think Emma is doing a fantastic job. The fact that I'm hearing is through the roof.
Yes. And I will be taking interim off and meeting with her to give her a 3-year contract so that she will be staying at Woodland School.
Awesome.
All right, any other comments? Show of hands to approve the motion. Aaron, let the record show the motion passes 7-0-0. All right,
You are gonna.
your record is gonna be Superior Jeopardy.
Lot of
So, well,
work.
we're gonna have, we got public comments. So. All right, subcommittees, negotiations. We are in the middle of mediation. With the parents, we are going to start mediation with the custodial unit, and the teachers unit is coming up. Okay, there we go.
And
So-
tomorrow, the first meeting with negotiations with the teachers.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yes,
Okay.
that's the plan. We could probably do it right now. We have everybody here today, so. All right, finance. We have a meeting. We just had a meeting last week. So,
December 3rd, I want to say.
Yeah. something like that. And then obviously we have our budget roundtable
The 4th.
happening on the 4th. So we'll get information and updates to the 3 towns. And then obviously we are, once we get here close to Christmas, after Christmas, cherry sheet comes out and it's go time. And just so that everybody is reminded, Nick starts on what date?
February 1st.
Superintendent probably can tell you exactly how many days that is before that happens. All right, LPVAC. Erica.
Sorry, it's on Wednesday.
Okay.
Are you
no,
going?
Yeah, I'm going to.
Are we gonna be there at the same time?
Mine's at 6
Okay,
or 5. I don't know. I know mine's at 6.
all right. It's the
When's
audit.
yours?
I don't know.
6:30? Eric and I will be there this week.
Yeah.
Policy, we just gave you guys an update, buildings and grounds. Yeah, we just had a meeting last Friday. We reviewed the proposals for the grounds proposal that we were given by Yeah,
AM.
John, what's
John
Amato. John Amato. So we're gonna look at putting some of that together. Go to the town, sort of preliminary, start looking at these options and see what kind of info we've got.
When you say go to the towns.
Well, preliminary, just to give them some info as to
Okay.
what's going, I mean, we're.
Can you give us the info first?
We can, yeah,
I'm
we can.
curious.
We're gonna, actually, what we can do is bring it at the next, we're gonna bring, we can do it at the next school committee.
Yeah.
Cause will that be just before the roundtable? Day before, right? Yeah, it's the
Yeah.
17th.
Yeah, so it would be
December
December.
2nd.
There we go, there we
Yeah.
go. We'll give you guys an update on December 2nd. We'll walk you
Yeah.
through, and
Awesome.
then we're gonna go through it again at the roundtable.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Awesome.
that's where we're gonna present it to them, sort of to give them, nobody's voting on anything. It's
No.
just,
Right,
this is
no.
early. Just to
No,
kind of
I'm
give
just
an idea.
curious. I haven't been in any of those meetings, and I'm just curious to
Yeah.
hear what the options are and where we stand.
Okay, that sounds good. ILT?
Yes, we met, I believe it was last week, and the purpose of that meeting, was to start creating procedure around, some policies that we have with regard to, educational materials. However, we needed a little bit of clarification, a little bit of direction before we could continue our work, which fortunately, I think we started to get today at today's policy meeting. So we have a little bit more clarification, we have a little bit more guidance. And I have a better sense of, where we want to be going with that, so we can revisit that at the next ILT. That team is going to be an integral part of this process, so, I think we're good for the next meeting.
Super. Wellness, SPED.
Nope.
Technology.
Nope.
Advisory committee, they met this
Yeah.
evening for the second meeting. We did get some feedback from the first one. We had added a couple advisory members from the district so that we could make sure everybody's rowing in the same direction. Mrs. Carrier went to help, and Mr.
Jason.
Jasak was there tonight, so hopefully that'll help them out. The plan was when Pam and I met with them, the first time they met was that we want to get probably first little update from them at the beginning of the new year and then towards the end of the year, so that we can get some feedback as to what they're coming up. Capital committee in January, athletics. Fall is over now. We're probably due to have our beginning of the winter meeting, so I'll probably set that up with Ms. Shorter and yeah, yep. So we'll get that set up. And then legislative liaison, how was it? Because it was done.
Sorry.
Did you go or no? You didn't go.
Looking for everyone.
So you went, how was it?
It was good. I attended one again on the regional schools, and then I attended another one. Most of them were on the sense of belonging. And for most of it, I was actually sharing some of it with school committee member Petchke on my iPad earlier, because I took some photos of it, just, a lot of the things that we're currently doing, like making sure that we have it in our district strategic plan, making sure that we've got an actual proactive plan. What is belonging? What does it really look like in a school? And so I felt really good walking out of that. We also had a public speaker who was on, it's Maria Shriver's brother. Robert Shriver, who started the Special Olympics. I'm zipping on the name, but it's, what is the name?
Maria Shriver was a Kennedy.
Yeah, so her brother, he started the Special Olympics. He was the speaker, and I can't think of it, but it was all about like the dignities. It's all about communicating with dignity. And even if you don't agree on subjects and how to communicate, it has a 10-point scale on the dignity scale. And so he was really entertaining. He was fabulous. And it was just about what we need to be doing in the schools to teach civil discourse amongst our students, that we don't have to agree about everything, but how do you have productive conversations and still communicate with dignity and respect. He was really good. But those to me were like the big three highlights. And again, just seeing, Liz LaFond and some of the other superintendents and talking with them. So, and looking for Virgo, what they were there.
Look, Burka wasn't there?
Brooke wasn't there.
Oh, good. All right, so public comment. I've got 4 people that signed up. We've got 15 minutes. My podium's stuck back there in the corner. So if we want, I can just call who, you can stay right where you're at, Rachel. We can do it that way. It might just be just as easy. So first up, I have Rachel Knowles.
Excuse me. Hello, my name is Rachel Knowles. I'm the president of the Southwick Education Association. I once again come before you in support of the paraprofessionals in this district. Since August, members of this unit have been working on their previous expired contract. What we are asking for is simple: a living wage and an adequate number of sick days to take care of themselves and families. This week, as we go into the mediation table again, I ask you to remember that your child, whether or not they are in need of the specialized services that a pair provides, is supported by a paraprofessional in the classroom, in the halls, the lunchroom, recess, and the bus line. It is well beyond time that the Southwick Granville Regional School District acknowledges the support that they give to all the students. Tonight, I present to you a petition that has been signed by over 140 members of the Southwick Granville Regional School District. The petition states, "We, the undersigned members of the Southwick Granville Education Association, demand that the Southwick Granville School Committee settles a fair contract with the paraprofessionals unit immediately. Paraprofessionals elevate learning in the classroom by allowing teachers to focus on students that need help and by working directly with students to bring them further along in their learning. We have been bargaining since November 2023, and we demand that the school committee settle all outstanding issues immediately. The SEA is demanding a fair contract for paraprofessionals that include a living wage that clearly reflects the value and contributions of paraprofessionals, both at the beginning of their careers and honoring the service of members with decades of experience. Adequate sick days for paraprofessionals to care for themselves and their families. Parity with our peers and other districts so that we can continue to retain and attract dedicated and talented paraprofessionals for our students. We appreciate the school committee's involvement in bargaining, and we encourage more school committee members to participate. We urge you to work with us, and we encourage you to support us in continuing to provide the students of the Southwick Granville with the excellent education they deserve." And here I have copies. Here are the copies of the signed petition for each school member. Thank you.
Thank you. Karen Bryant.
Good evening. My name is Karen Bryant and I live in Granville. I am currently in my 13th year at Southwick Regional School. I am a level 2 para in the sub-separate program Crossroads, which services our students with behavioral, social, and emotional needs. The paras work with small groups or one-to-one, reinforcing academic material taught by the teacher. We therefore have a good knowledge of math, science, ELA, and civics. Paras are the ones that students come to when no one else is available and they just need someone to listen to them. Paras are advocates for students with special needs that require someone to enforce their IEPs and make sure that their accommodations are being met. Paras supervise and address behaviors that occur in class, at lunch, at recess, and in the halls. I have administered MCAS for many years, including to our students who need the test read out loud or answers scribed for them. My extras. I serve as the after-school detention monitor twice a week. I work every Saturday school that I can get. I have worked at Powder Mill in our summer school program for the past 6 years. I must do these extras because my para salary alone is not enough. It is not a livable wage. Sadly, even with the extras, I am unable to support myself on my current salary. A livable wage is defined as the minimum income necessary for a worker to meet their basic needs. It is embarrassing and insulting that paraprofessionals do not earn the minimum amount to meet basic needs. We work hard. Our work is valuable. We are valuable. I urge you to value paraprofessionals as a vital part of the education process provided to the students of this district by providing us with a fair and livable wage contract. We've earned it and we deserve it.
And next up is Sue Ward.
Yep. It's me. I was a paraprofessional for 35 years at Woodland. And I retired 2 years ago. I'm back, when I first started 37 years ago, I was in kindergarten and my most, responsible job was mixing the paint. I would hand out the crayons, sharpen the pencils, tie shoes. We were met with all the paras, we weren't called paras, first we were called aides, then teacher assistants and TAs, now paraprofessionals. And it was like, my job was so much fun, and that was the biggest part of my job was the fun. And still now, I can see kids who are now, 40 years old or 35 years old and come up to me and remember the fun we had in those years. Actually, I had three kids from this table. But that was, and my husband, I would come home from work so smiling and happy, and what this happened, and this kid said this and that. And my husband used to call it my hobby. And we didn't get paid much, but it was almost like you got, what you should have gotten at that time. I was never alone with children. We were always with a teacher. And now it's like the parents are expected to do so much and have so much responsibility, where in the beginning, we didn't have that. So I just hope that they get a good contract, and I hope it's retroactive. Just kidding. Oh, and then one other thing. You think, well, I had a husband that supported me, thank God, but some people don't have that luxury. But now I'm finding out, as I'm retired, I lost my Social Security because I got my pension. So I was getting Social Security based on my husband's, and then when I retired and got my pension, my Social Security went down by 2/3 of my pension. So that's another thing to keep in mind. And also, right before I retired, it was just my husband and I. We had to have the family plan insurance. It was $1,000 a month. So I'm done.
Richard Quinn.
Hello, my name is Rich Quinn. I have a unique perspective. I am a teacher at SRS. I'm a parent of 2 students in Southwick Regional School District, and I'm the son of a para who worked here for about 20 years. And I thought I would share a couple of insights through all 3 perspectives. One insight as a parent is I often find myself when I'm meeting teachers, their teachers, and looking at their classrooms, looking for the paras and seeing what kind of support those teachers have, especially at the younger grades that my kids are currently in. I find that a classroom that does have a para to be a more secure, safe, and supported classroom, and supportive to the students. And that's something that I, as a parent, value when I look at the classrooms that I see. As an educator, I find that paras are invaluable for allowing students in my subject area that would have no ability to come in and do what we do to be able to participate. Students in wheelchairs, students severely on the autism spectrum, students who need that kind of support. If the paras were not in the building, they would not be able to participate in these programs. And so without them, I am eternally grateful to have you guys come into our classrooms. And finally, as a son of a para, I just wanted to share a story. When I was in high school, it was myself and my younger brother. My father lost his job, and my mom was a para in the building, and it was only for about, I think, a period of about 6 months. We didn't have that job. It put them in a financial position with 2 high school students that then became college students that they only recently financially recovered. It's about 20 years. And that's really rough when I think back on it. And a lot of those sick times and a lot of benefits that Southwick did thankfully offer my mom were really important, because my brother was suicidal. And she was home with my brother for about an entire school year. And so without that, I don't know how we would have been able to make it through. So it's just something that I urge you to consider when you're looking and treating these people that are super important to me as a teacher, a parent, and the son of a paraprofessional. Because they are super important people and we do respect them. One last quote that I thought I would share, just because I know and I want to support our custodians as well. When I was a student, looking at my first position, I was talking to a mentor of mine who kind of reminded me of the cross between Obi-Wan Kenobi and Yoda, kind of an older music professor. I was talking to him and I said, how do I'm going to these interviews, how do I know if the school is good? Like, what makes a good school? And he sat there for a second. He's like, you need to talk to two people, a custodian and a para. The custodian is going to show you how everything works in the building, and the para is going to make it work in the building. And when push comes to shove and things get really bad, they both clean up the same thing. So please respect these men and women. They are super important to our school. We couldn't do what we do without them. Thank you.
Thank you very much. All right, next we have old business. Anybody got anything for old business? For new business? I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
All right, all in favor? Show of hands. Aaron, let the record show the motion passes 7-0. Good evening. I still think everything. 6:25. 26.
26, what was yours?
Was it?
24?
Oh, did you beat me?
27?